First of all, I'd just like to thank you for having me here today. I've got to say, when Robert did first send me the email, I was a little bit apprehensive and a bit scared as well, because I said, Pont Havern Association, we're a mental health charity. Why do you want us to come and talk at your conference? And he said, well, actually, it's about how you've engaged your members and your volunteers. So I just want to tell you a little bit about Pont Havern as well. When I refer to our members, they're actually our service users. But if I do call them service users, I would get lynched afterwards. So when I'm referring to members, they are, like you say, it is our service users. So just to give you a little bit about Pont Havern Association. My name is Nicky Morris and I am coordinator of the association. Our main office is based in Newtown, which is in Powys, Mid Wales. So we're a mental health charity. We promote positive mental health. We're a service user-led organisation. We serve the community of North Powys, and we offer a service to anyone with mental health issues, those are socially isolated and or excluded. We also very much encourage work placements for people who are finding it hard with employment, and also we encourage our volunteers, so anybody between the ages of 16 to 25 as well who wants to get involved in sort of working in the mental health field. We also enrol them with the Millennium Volunteers. So again, it's just sort of a little carrot that we can dangle to get people involved within our service as well. We work on an open door policy. So basically we work very closely with other members of the community to try and reduce the stigma about mental health, to encourage them to get involved in all the activities that we have within the centre. And we operate an outreach centre in Welshpool and an outreach group in Llanidloes. You'll actually see there a picture of our garden and some of the sculptures when we talk about sort of some of our members recycling. We've also worked very closely with Coleg Harlock WEA, which have offered courses, OCN accredited courses for our members in organic gardening and lots of other activities and craft activities as well that have involved sort of recycling that people can get qualifications in. So like we said, really it's important to note that Pont Havern's main role has nothing to do with environmentalism. We're there to support people with mental health issues, to raise awareness of mental health issues within the community. But we're also very proud as well that we have been able to encourage our members to be environment awareness and to do a lot of things. Basically, when we first engaged about recycling and raising awareness, it was actually one of our members that approached myself to say they were working with lots of other sort of community groups around sort of raising awareness of the environment, looking at reducing carbon footprints. So they'd asked about sort of could they apply for a grant to put PVP panels, photovoltaic panels in our roof in the centre in Newtown. And to be honest with you, I have to hold my hands up. I certainly wasn't that much aware of all the things that were out there, all the things that we could do. So we started to work on grants, and sort of slowly but surely a lot of our members and volunteers started engaging in the work that we were doing around sort of recycling and things like that. And it was really positive, and it raised awareness of staff, volunteers and all our members. So you can see we have also won awards. Like you say, again, Pont Havern, we are a mental health charity, but we do try to look outside the box. We've worked very closely with Environment Wales, and they have actually been sort of the driving force and the educator really as well behind all our recycling and awareness raising. And we were actually one of the 20 projects that were chosen to celebrate the 20 years of Environment Wales. And we're very proud of that fact, that we have also been recognised not just for our work with people with mental health issues and those who are socially isolated and or excluded. You can see in our main room in the centre in Newtown, we've got a log burner. I was approached by Lightfoot Enterprises as part of their LEAF project to say, would we be interested in having a log burner at the centre? And of course I said yes. Is it free? Does it cost us anything? So it didn't cost us anything, so yes, we had it. And it's really good because, again, our volunteers and our members have been sourcing wood for us. They're able to see the benefits, and again, it raises awareness. We also hold open door events where members of the community can come in and look at it and actually talk to sort of specialists, experts about the benefits of having a log burner. So that has been really good, and again, like partnership working. Sorry, you can tell I'm a bit nervous here, can't you? Again, when we talked before about our solar panels in the roof of the centre, it's a great talking point. Our building is a fantastic building, and it's right on the edge of the River Severn, and you come over the bridge of the town, so it's a real focal point. So again, it gets a lot of people talking and a lot of interest generated in the panels and what we do. And a lot of our members and our volunteers, they can track sort of the energy that's sort of being prepared, sort of coming from the panels and things. And we encourage our members again to look at the owl monitors, when we're boiling the kettle, when the urn's on, how much electricity are they using. And the panels really raise awareness for our members about the energy usage. And of course, when they're boiling their kettle at home, when they've got the cooker on at home and things like that, it actually makes them think about the energy that they're using. And when they're leaving that light switch on because they forgot to turn it off, how much energy, that they're actually wasting. Just that little picture there, you can see as part of our project with Environment Wales, our volunteers made a biodiversity little walk around our garden, and our garden area is absolutely fantastic, and you'll see some more pictures of that a bit further in the presentation. And we've also worked with sort of companies and organisations that have actually given sort of free plugs and water widgets to our volunteers and our members. And again, it's something that our members have been physically able to sort of take home and feel that they're actually making a difference. And again, we've raised awareness, and we raised money through people signing up to these schemes as well. So money came back into the organisation to put money back into our projects. Sorry. Our volunteers, you'll see our volunteers there working really hard in the garden. Our garden is absolutely fantastic, and anybody that sort of lives in the Newtown area and passes the garden, you'll see the amount of work that actually goes on in that garden with all our volunteers, and they've been absolutely amazing. We've got fruit and veg in the garden that we actually use in Ponthavrin when we do our meals. And it's also sold to members of the public, and at the moment they've got sort of tomato plants and all their produce outside, all the, starting with their flowers and things, and they're raising awareness, and that again goes back into the project, so it enables the project to be sustainable with our garden. And we've actually got sort of volunteer mentors in the garden who can sort of take people who are coming in on work placements and educate them about sort of recycling and about composting. And again, you can see the garden. And one of the things that we've been doing, raising money for the centre as well, is getting our members and other partner organisations to bring in sort of their CDs, their sort of PS3 games to recycle, telephones ink cartridges, and I think in the last 12 months we've probably raised about £450 through that, and that goes back into the members fund, and they use it for, again, I know one of the projects that they want now, they've got one of their little waterfalls that they've got, and they want that to be powered by a solar panel. So we've got quite a few of those already in the garden, but that's like a little water pump, so they're saving up for the panels towards that. So again, it's always engaging our members, getting them sort of excited about it and enthusiastic about the projects that we've got to do. We've got lots of sort of groups. One of the groups that we've got is called the Arty Crafters Group, and they've done lots and lots of different projects to do with recycling. The bench that you see is at the end of the garden there, and that was actually done in memory of one of our members that was quite young, and he passed away, and he was very much into sort of creative writing, so you can't really see it, but there's like a little passage from a bit that he wrote there, and all those tiles from that mosaic are recycled from sort of like tips. We went down potters, we begged from people who were doing up their bathrooms and things like that. So again, you know, even in the garden, loads and loads of things that we've done to engage our members and excite them. And all the items that the Arty Crafters Group make are all out of recycled material. In my other life, I'm also a hairdresser as well, so all my poor hairdressing customers, I sort of engage those as well, you know, if they've got any sort of things that they're throwing out or anything like that. I said, don't throw it out, we'll have it in Ponthavrin. So my poor customers, and again, I'm also part of, I run a junior football team, so again, you know, any old things that can be recycled or anything like that, I think half the time people see me come in and they sort of run away. And it's a bit of a standing joke that a lot of people have got. I have my own ring on their mobile phone, so if they hear that noise, half of them don't even answer the phone either. So again, you can see some of the things on here that have been made from the recyclable material that, you know, like you say, we've begged and we've borrowed, and we've got a lot of sort of figures scattered around the garden, which again sort of brings a lot of people in to have a look, and it's a great talking point. And you'll see the mosaic that was done by children from a local primary school. So again, it is about thinking outside the box. It's about us, our volunteers, working with sort of local schools, colleges, and lots of different organisations. And you can see actually the mosaic that they did at the top again, our members did with all sort of recycled tiles, and that is the Ponthavrin logo. In our garden, you can see at the top, it looks like a giant cheese grater that we've got our plants growing out of, but actually that's the middle of a washing machine. And so again, right the way around the garden, and I don't know if you can see on the bottom there, that is actually a wire figure sitting in a bath, and he's got glasses and gloves on, and all the plants around him is supposed to look like all the water swishing around when he's got in the bath, and that was made by our members, and it's all sort of made out of just recycled sort of netting. Sometimes in the dark, when you look out of the centre into the garden, it can be quite frightening because you can see all these figures and these people staring back at you. So two of our volunteers as well, you can see there with all the plants and the veg that they've grown in the garden, and again the planters that they've made out of recycled wood, and we actually sell those again to raise money for the members and go back into the project. And again, when we're talking about sort of recycling, we recycle our kitchen waste, so it's composted. You can see again we've got a solar pump the pump there in the garden, that's run by a solar panel. And again, all these ideas have come from our members. We've sort of maybe planted the seed, but they've sort of taken it forward. So I feel a bit of a fraud really standing up here today telling you about it, because it should really be them. And even if our members haven't got, when we're talking about sort of green fingers, you can see they're made out of old sort of tubes. They've painted it. So all again around our garden, we've got little people, and you can see we've got quite a lot of sort of sculptures that they've made out of recycled material. And that picture doesn't show the dragonfly justice. That's an amazing sculpture that our volunteers have made. We've got wormeries in our garden, and we've made bug boxes and bug habitats as well, and we sell the bug boxes to again raise money for the centre. And our woodwork group have worked again, we have volunteers come in, we have people on work placement so they can mentor people, and through my other contacts, we have somebody who brings us sort of oak in that's all recycled, so they can make owls and a lot of sort of wood carvings. The work actually is fantastic that they do. You can see again, you know, in the garden there we've got our bug boxes, and they do wooden toys. So I'd just like to thank you really for having me today, and if any of you are in Newtown and you'd like to come and see the work that we do in Pont Havrin, you're more than welcome. And I hope I didn't sound too scared. Thank you.